Well, I'm going to start really slow and keep going slow most of the time. So here we have, there's the order. The licensed prescriber, the doctor, the nurse practitioner, the physician assistant, or your friend Joe down the highway says, okay, here's the order. You're supposed to give your patient Tylenol, 1,000 milligrams of that, PO by mouth orally every 6 hours. Now to do the math, all I need to know, of course, I got to get the right medicine. I got to give it to the right person. I've got to do it the right, length of time apart. I got to give it the right route. But for doing the math, all I need to know is I'm going to give 1,000 milligrams. So here is the basic procedure. Although I'm going to go really slow and repeat myself a lot, is to get the pattern down. I guarantee you one thing. If you do it exactly like I say, you are going to get the right answer. If you do a problem and you look in the back of the chapter and it's wrong, it's your fault because you didn't set it up like I said. So here's how you do it. There's the order. Write it down. 1,000 milligrams. Now, that's a lousy stinking pen. I'm going to change pens mid-video. I'm very talented. Write it down. But then let's put it over the number 1. Let's make it a fraction. Of course, I hope you realize any number, like a fraction, any number over 1 is that same number. 5 over 1 is just 5. 1,000 over 1 is just the number 1,000. We're going to make it a fraction for a reason that doesn't matter right now. So we have 1,000, but hey, put the units here. Don't just put the number, put the fact it's 1,000 milligrams. Put that down. That's the first job. Now, we're going to multiply by another fraction. In fact, I would highly recommend you do it in the order I'm showing. Put X, that means we're multiplying. I'm going to put a line here because that's my line that separates my numerator from my denominator. Ooh, big words, right? I can do those. Well, we need another fraction over here. Hey, the fraction over there is the dosage strength. How strong is my medicine that I have? I just use the word it's available. I have available some 500 milligram tablets, meaning every tablet of Tylenol has 500 milligrams of medicine in it. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to go backwards. You're going to go from bottom to top. If I ask you, how strong is this stuff? You say, I have some 500 milligram tablets. So I've got 500 milligrams in every one tablet. Do it just this way. All right? So again, over here, I have the order written down over the number 1 times the dosage strength, what I've got available to give the patient. I've got 500 milligrams in every 1 tablet. Now notice, I've got 2 fractions. All I'm technically doing mathematically is multiplying fractions. Recall, in multiplying fractions, which you did this back about 4 weeks ago, you take the 2 numerators, multiply them, you take the 2 denominators, multiply them, and there's your answer. But wait, not yet. Notice something. What if I have a number like, let's say here's a fraction, 5 over 1 times 4 over 5. We already talked about this a long time ago. This number 5 here, that number 5, they can cancel out because one's on the top and one's on the bottom. Well, numbers can cancel top to bottom. Words can cancel too. Notice, there's the word or the symbol milligrams up here. The symbol milligrams is down there also. The words are going to cancel. In fact, do it with your pencil, your pen, whatever you got there, lipstick, Crayola crayon. Cancel out milligrams. Those words have now disappeared. They no longer exist. There's only one word still showing, right? Tablets. Well, now what's the math involved? Technically, 1,000 times 1, of course, is 1,000. 1 times 500 is 500. So technically, if we're multiplying fractions, we're doing what? It's 1,000 over 500. And as you know already, a fraction is technically a division problem. So we're taking the top, divide by the bottom. Well, before we do that, the simplest thing. Let's make it real simple. You're thinking, it's already not very simple. It's simple. I've got this number on top. I've got this number on the bottom. Now this one, that's a 1. Ignore the ones. So this is just my term. Which are the non-1 numbers? There's 1 here, 1,000. There's 1 here, 500. All I'm doing is taking 1,000 divided by 500. Now I can do this in my head, but I want to show you. You get your little handy dandy calculator you spend $1 for at the dollar store. You take 1,000, you divide by 500 equals 2. The answer is to what? Well, whatever word is up there that you have not canceled. I get 2 tablets. Now, some of you are thinking, Mr. Dudley, I got this answer about, let's see, this video has been going 6 minutes. I got this 5 minutes and 45 seconds ago already. I know you probably did. I'm starting out with a simple problem. It's going to get more complex than this. So although this looks pretty simple, and you probably could get the answer in your head, many of them will not be able to do in your head. You got to do it, set them up, and work them out to get the answer. Now, there's still several things about this I want to talk about. It's one problem. I can make this one problem last about 25 minutes if I really try hard, okay? And I'm going to try hard. That's all we're doing. The non-1 number on top here, you take that, divide by this non-1 number on the bottom. Now something else this next thing. If you do this, I think it's beneficial. If it confuses you or you just don't like it because I said to do it, it's okay. But trust me, I know I'm right. When you plug in the number 1,000, 1000, okay, divided by 500, it's 500. That's what? 5 zeros I punch into my calculator. The problem is, the more zeros there are to plug in, the greater the chance is you'll punch in the wrong number of zeros and not realize it, and you'll get the wrong answer. I promise you, if you plug in the wrong number of zeros, you're going to get the wrong answer. So to minimize the chance of making a mistake, here's what I would highly recommend. Again, more about canceling from top to bottom. Notice, this number has 3 zeros in it. This one has 2 zeros in it. Well, let's cancel zeros. Now, the rule is, though, you cancel the same number of zeros on the top as on the bottom. Well, this one has 3, that has 2. Okay, if I cancel these 2 zeros down there on the bottom, I'm allowed to cancel those 2 zeros on the top. Now, that third one's still there because I only had 2 here and 2 here. What numbers are left? 10 and 5. So if you punch in the number 10 divided by 5, well, that's a lot fewer zeros to punch in, and you're going to be less likely to make a mistake. And of course, if you get 10 divided by 5, that's the same answer. So I highly recommend. I can't demand it because I can't make you do this, but listen to me, I know what I'm talking about. If there are zeros on top and the bottom, if there's just 1 here, 2 here, and 2 here, 2 here and 3 here, whatever there are, if you cancel the same number of zeros on the top as the bottom, the more zeros you eliminate before you multiply, or rather in this case divide, before you divide, the better you are. The less chance you have of making a mistake. So to summarize this problem, the doctor ordered 1,000 milligrams of Tylenol to be given orally every 6 hours. I've got some 500 milligram tablets. To get the right dosage to the patient, I've got to give how much? 2 tablets. Now something else that people get all messed up over. I'm going to give 2 tablets every 6 hours. So I give my patient 2 tablets now. 6 hours later, give him 2 more tablets. 6 hours after that, give him 2 more. But anytime you're doing a dosage calculation, you're doing the amount for that particular one single dose. For each dose, each single dose, that's how much I'm giving. If this said every 4 hours, or every 12 hours, or every 3 hours, or every 8, it doesn't matter what this says. I'm going to still get the same amount. Each time I give the patient his or her medicine, the patient is going to get 2 tablets. That's what I'm doing here. I'm finding out how much to give each dose. And that's it. Well, we're going to have lots and lots and lots more of these videos. I know you can't wait. Oh boy. You're highly anticipating my further lecture videos. But we can see we've got all kinds of variations, all kinds of different ways this is done. This is really simple. I'm going to try to make this hard, but that won't be easy. But I'll try.